What changes are Black men looking for in Black women?
I think about these things from the perspective of Black boys and Black women, and then Black boys and Black girls. And I think the biggest thing that our women fail to do for our Black boys is to make them feel necessary. A big part of masculinity, or a big part of the masculine journey slash what fuels us, is feeling necessary. And because of like white supremacy, because of the disposition that created in our women, they've had to be everything for themselves. So the mindset is we don't need anybody, particularly not you.
Favorite thing about Black men?
Nothing. Black men suck.
What you?
They're bad. They cheat. They don't care. I'm with the white boys.
Favorite thing about Black men?
Nothing.
Why you say that?
I don't like Black men. Not very many meet my standard.
What's your favorite thing about Black men?
Nothing. They're just terrible.
Even when you just said that, because I'm thinking about the guest that we just had, she admitted that, her father wasn't a productive father, which I guess justify why she is allowed to say negative things about Black men. It's okay for Black women to say stuff like that. Like, they will critique a lot of Black men sometimes with, oh, you must hate your mother. Like, we get that a lot. You must hate your mother.
Well, they say that to me. I must hate my mom.
Yeah, like
Black women accountable.
When Black women have these negative thoughts about Black men, nobody says you must hate your father. And it's clearly true.
Yeah.
That one experience can cause you to have a whole hatred towards men. And for some reason, that's valid. But when a Black man is not allowed to have that same experience with his mom,
You're not as equipped to provide or protect us, so we don't need you. But what that says to the boys is that they're not necessary. And I think because of that, they kind of spiral into antisocial and counterproductive behaviors. So yeah, the best thing they can do is make Black boys feel necessary.
So, piggybacking off that, what makes Black men hesitant to fully unify in peace with Black women?
One thing that I hear a lot coming from Black women is, this idea that whenever a Black man is shot or, beaten by police or whatever the case may be, that Black women are the ones at the front lines. Black women are the ones fighting for our cause. Black women are the ones championing our interests, which is a beautiful thing. I think what Black women miss sometimes is the fact that although those things are good things, the concepts are also emasculating. You hear people say Black women are the backbone of the Black community. Black women are the leaders of the Black community. Those are beautiful things, but they're also inherently emasculating based on what we have defined masculinity to be. And Black men also subscribe to those definitions. So I think the tension is, do we wholesale disregard those definitions and redefine them in a lifetime? Or do we have to acknowledge it first? Do we have to acknowledge that, protecting us isn't the way that we're gonna receive love from you? Because that's our job. I think the question is asking what, could you say the last part again? What specifically?
What makes Black men hesitant to fully unify?
I think that's what makes us hesitant because, we don't know our role.
We talk about real men. One of the most challenging things that men are facing is that the male is struggling with something he doesn't even understand. And when a man is confused, everybody is confused. So I want to talk about why males suffer identity crisis. It has to do with not understanding their gift. Every human came to earth with a gift, and they must discover that gift and refine that gift for them to be fulfilled. When a male especially is struggling with who he was born to be, what his gift is, it affects the woman.
We don't know our role. A lot of times Black women are out educating Black men, or educated compared to Black men, out earning compared to Black men in a lot of cases, out, performing as far as home ownership, corporate employment, the whole nine. So we're hesitant because we don't feel like men. And we especially don't feel like we can be men for you. So there's a lot of work we need to do first.
Do you feel like there are other races of men that Black women see those traits in before the Black man?
Which traits?
The traits that you just described.
The good ones? Oh yeah,
Good traits.
white men. And that's why you'll see a lot of times, like, what I find funny sometimes is most of the time with a Black woman, you have to prove certain aspects of your masculinity, right? So you in some communities, you have to prove that you're gangster. You have to prove that you with the shits, you bought that life, whatever the case may be. Because that's automatically in question. Versus the Black men who talk to white women, just off of the strength of you being a Black man, she already thinks you're gangster. So you don't have to prove that, right? So she's automatically soft for you. She's automatically submissive, better to deal with or easier to deal with. And that's why some Black men turn to white women. But on the flip side, with the corny white dude, even though he's corny and he's not gangster, whatever the case may be, off top, he's a provider.
Oh, this white boy got a Black girl. Okay, motherfucker, that's what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, stand up, nigga, stand up. No, look, the Black woman said, yes, motherfucker, yes, yes. This nigga pays car notes and everything. Yeah.
Off top, that, he's at the top of the food chain from a socioeconomic standpoint. So that's when your submission comes out. Because it's really interesting. I see it sometimes. Like somebody like Eve, for example. Eve married a white man. Or somebody like Serena Williams married a white man. I'm curious to know how just their voice is talking to their former Black men versus talking to their current white men. Like, does their voice automatically soften when they're talking to the white man? Or is it just as rough as it was when they were talking to the Black man? I'm curious about that.
Okay, so I guess my next question would be, what do you think that Black men can do to change their overall image or vibe towards the Black woman?
Image being how Black women see us?
How they react to us, how you see us.
Me personally, I'm hard on Black men. I'm hard on niggas. In most cases, I feel like we're the problem. And I always start with us. If I'm having a conversation with Black women, I might criticize them. But 9 times out of 10, I'm starting the conversation with Black men. And what we need to do is we need to become more competitive. And that means, from an education standpoint, that means corporate participation, that means networking, that means...
First and foremost, men, if you want to lead your woman, you have to be more competent than she is. Like, you have to be the better leader, or else why the fuck are you in that role? And this is actually no small thing, as there are many very competent and capable women out there. As women continue to develop their own competencies, the bar is constantly being raised for male leadership. Good. Like, a little healthy competition never hurt anyone.
The ability to put our pride and ego aside and actually prepare for the future. Because that's sometimes why niggas get caught up in bullshit, is because of pride and ego. But they don't think long term, right? I use the analogy of the Tom Brady versus the Michael Vick. Michael Vick is a 10 times better athlete than Tom Brady. But the reason Tom Brady is always going to be more successful than Michael Vick is because his game is more sustainable. He can drop back in the pocket and throw the ball for 40 years. Whereas Vick can only run a 4.2 for maybe 5 years. And then taking hits, that's not sustainable. And I think a lot of times we as Black men, we rely on flash. We rely on, peaks, but peaks don't sustain. Peaks don't last for a very long time. So I think the best thing we can do is focus on the long game and position ourselves. As I'm saying this, I'm talking to myself too, position ourselves to be competitive long term, and know that might mean you might give up, the short-term gratification that we've used to define our wins, right? So yeah, that's the biggest thing for me.
Hey, if you've made it all the way to the end, please click that like and subscribe button. Also share this with somebody that you think would gain value from it. Click the thumbnail at the top if you want the full video. Click the thumbnail at the bottom if you want a video that's closely related to this. Again, like, share, subscribe. Appreciate you guys for watching. Check out some more of our content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.